Hello everyone, welcome to the third video of module 2, and here we are going to talk about Python comments. So what exactly are these Python comments, why do we need them, and what are some kind of different ways to actually create them? All of these kind of things we are going to discuss in this video, so let's get into it. Alright, so now that we have written a specific code in Python, now let's say I want some kind of a way through which I can describe what I have written over here, or what is the purpose of writing this kind of code. I can do this with the help of Python comments. Okay. For that, again, I'll have to use this kind of hashtag. And then I just give any kind of description that describes what is the purpose of writing this code. What does it explain? So now, because this was my first code that I have shown you in Python, I can give this kind of a comment like my first code in Python. You can also write this thing for yourself, right? So what is the main purpose of writing this kind of comments? So whenever you are writing some kind of a logic of your code, if you are having this kind of comments that you are writing to describe your logic, that how did you come up to this particular logic to solve a particular problem, then what happens that even after, let's say, 1 year, 2 years, if you are coming onto this notebook, and now because you are having this kind of descriptions in Python that is describing what you have done, it's giving you a hint, some kind of this kind of a click to your brain that okay, now I remember why I had coded this specific thing in this way. Maybe because after 2 years of time, if you're coming onto this concept which you haven't touched in a while, let's say you're trying to apply for an interview, you want to take a project that you have created over here and explain it to them. So if you are trying to revise something which you haven't used in quite a while now, so if you will be having this kind of comments in Python, that will help you to revise this kind of things very quickly, because this kind of comments is going to click your brain that okay, now I remember what was the reason that I had done this kind of code in this specific way, right? So that's the whole idea with respect to Python comments. But now that's not the only one way through which you can have the comments in Python. Okay, because over here we are having only one line of comment. What if I want multiple lines of comment, right? For that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one more text cell over here first of all, and just introduce to that the first thing that I'm teaching you guys is about comments. Okay, and I can also give this into this way of heading. Okay, 3 hashes, and now you can clearly see that this kind of text is much more smaller in size as compared to this. So this looks good, right? But yeah, now what I'm going to do is I've already explained the first thing about the comments over here. Now let's say if you want to have multiple line comments. Okay, so what I can do is I can use 3 quotation marks. Either I can use 3 single quotation marks or 3 double quotation marks. Both of them is going to work just the same. Okay, so I am having my first 3 double quotations like this and 3 double quotations at the bottom. Now anything that I am going to write within this quotation marks is going to be like a comment. Your Python is not going to execute as in the format of like some kind of a code, it's going to do something. It's just some kind of a description that you are going to mention over here. Let's say some kind of huge description you want to have, okay, is as compared to just a single line. Then obviously you can go ahead and use this kind of things. Let's say this is my first line of comment. This is my second line of comment. I'll be showing you this, that I'll be using this when I'm going to teach you the concepts of functions. At that times I'll be using this kind of multi-line comments. Now again, let's say that you are having bunch of lines that you want to write. Let's say again, this is my first comment, this is my second comment. Now let's say if you want to comment all of this thing with the help of this hashtag only, you don't want to use this kind of quotation marks, then what you can do is, let's say how many lines I am having, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that I am going to select the whole text and then press Ctrl plus /, and automatically it's going to give me this kind of hashes by itself. I didn't do anything, I just pressed Ctrl and the /. What did I do? I selected the text below and pressed what? Ctrl plus this. By doing this together, you can either comment all of this kind of code or maybe decomment it by again pressing the same thing. That's simple that it gets for the comments. So for a quick revision, what we have done over here is, now you know how to create print statements in Python. Obviously not like you are not aware about this, that why did we use this kind of quotation marks, what happens if we don't use it, I'll be explaining all of that thing in the following videos. But yeah, for now you know how this kind of print statement works in order to print something. And then what are the kind of need of writing comments for your code. Now in the next video, I'm going to talk about what are variables and constants that we need in Python. Alright, so that's the end of third video over here, students. And I hope that by now you have acquired this idea of what are comments in Python, why do we need them, and what are some different ways through which you can create them. And you will be seeing that a lot of times in all the upcoming codes that I'll be writing along with you, I'll be writing the comments wherever I think it is required. And it's just a way of documenting your code in a better way, such that in any time in future, if you're coming back to that code, you exactly know what you have done for that specific part. Now in the next video, we are going to cover the concept called variables and constants in Python. And so I will see you in that next video.